Okay. Good evening, and I think we'll get underway for our Photojournalism Night. We'll start off the meeting with some announcements. First, upcoming Friday night meetings. We'll go back to the start here. There we go. September 23rd is our nature competition, which will be print. That's coming up next week. And while the prints are being judged, Eric Wethington is going to be back again from Dod Camera for the other stuff that he didn't talk about the first time, tripods, color balance, etc. That's all going to be before the nature competition. That's next Friday. Upcoming meeting September 30th, so after the print competition, the next week will be a Zoom competition with Stan and Shirley Berman, exploring France and Italy. They're both photographers and took a road trip through France and Italy and are going to be going through their photographs that night. Then we have on October 7th, B competition, which will be a print competition. That's for our beginners. And October 14th will be a people competition, which is a projection competition. So we're getting into a number of competitions. They are all coming up. The dates for these, as well as the deadlines for submission, are going to be on our website. General announcements. Our celebration of life for Rob Eric is going to be on September 25th, on a Sunday at 2 p.m. We'll have refreshments then. We'll be really reminiscing his life. We're going to have stories, pictures. All those of you who remember Rob or had some interactions with him, then we encourage you to be there at that time. Rob had a tremendous amount of camera equipment and photo equipment too. These, the family would like us to dispose of. They really don't have a use for them. We have a lot of things there. We are going to be selling them over a 2-day period here at the club on a Saturday and Sunday, October 29th and 30th. And I am going to be putting out a list with all the items and the prices. What we did, there were some tremendous bargains because we don't really want to make money on this. We just want to move the items. All the proceeds are going back to his family. So what we did is looked up the items, saw what the price is going for these now, and kind of just halved it or quartered it or whatnot just to move it. So there'll be a lot of deals then. It's going to be cash or check only. There are camera bodies, lenses, tripods, lighting equipment, accessories, just a little bit of everything. And again, beginning of October, when I start to publicize this, I will also be putting out the list of just what's there. Upcoming exhibits, Westlake Porter Public Library. The theme is outdoors, which, as we've gone through numerous times, is outdoors. Landscapes, cityscapes, nature photography, street photography, plants, birds, whatever it is. If it's outdoors, it's eligible too. They're going to be taking the best 40 images of all the submissions, and those are going to be displayed for a month at the Westlake Porter Library. To enter your images digitally, just go to the competition page of our website, and there is an upload link there. Field Trip Photo Gallery, the air show link has been up, and I am absolutely amazed at the shots people got. I did not see any of the air show because I was there one of those other 2 days where the sky opened up. So it was nice to see what the jets and everything looked like. And I really encourage people to post to the website because I was looking at a lot of the shots of what people had on Saturday of the Blue Angels, whatnot. And I have a lot of questions too. Gee, what lens did you use of that? Or gee, I wasn't able to get this. What kind of tracking or autofocus did you use? So it just generates a lot of conversation and things too. And we learn from each other. So I really would appreciate anyone who could post after any of the field trips up to our website here so we could all have a look. CPS name tags. There are new name tags coming out in a few months. For members, we are going to have them now instead of the usual red 5-year, red 10-year badges. We're going to have new badges with the year that you joined too. If you'd like a new badge, they will be free, and the sign-up sheet is in the back of the room on the yellow pad. Just put your name there. You don't have to put the date that you joined because we'll be looking that up. The logo wear, always available in the back. The way this works is this, I am not going to be really ordering any until we kind of draw down on what we have. The door is open. It's not just what's on the bins in the back, but also what's in that little room. The prices are in there. If you see something you like, don't just take it, pay me for it as well. All goes to the club, and we will draw down on that before ordering new materials. Business cards, I keep filled in the back. Take them, give them to your friends. Let's publicize the club. And as always, all of our public meetings are on our YouTube channel. So again, feel free just to tune in anytime. And tonight you'll see me going back and forth. This is the first time I've done the video and things myself without an assistant. So you guys who have come down are guaranteed to see everything because it's right here and you see me. At home, I really hope you're seeing this as well, but I think all is going well. So at this point, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Before we start our competition, I want to just show something in the realm of photojournalism, and bear with me here. On the topic of photojournalism, there is a photojournalist that I follow, Dina Litovsky. She's 40 years old. She's out of East Village in New York City. She's freelances for the Times, National Geographic. She is extremely talented, but she has a tremendous eye. And only because we just had the Burning Man presentation a while ago, too, Dina just came out. She's gone to the last 7 Burning Man and photographed them extensively. And I thought what she had to say was so profound. When we saw the Burning Man presentation here in the clubhouse of our speaker before, it was the standard stuff. It was the usual things you see. In fact, anyone who goes to Burning Man, you're going to see those same pictures. If I went to Burning Man, I would probably take the same pictures too. And as Dina points out, the first few years she went, the most difficult problem is how do you not take just those standard ones that everyone, how do you find the interesting ones, the different ones too? And she found that the most challenging. And as I've seen other presentations of Burning Man, then I look at Dina's, and we'll just scroll down some of these as well. You could see her early morning pictures there. Not the usual things as the little sandstorm comes up there. But you'll see that her pictures, her view, she's not always up and close to people. It's just how she frames things, the juxtaposition of things. But she's come back from Burning. These are over the years she's gotten these, where here's a picture in the rearview mirror of one of the bikes. Again, as the sun sets, it's these different kinds of things. And we were using the analogy, as we were talking before, it's like going to the Eiffel Tower. If you were to go to the Eiffel Tower and take a picture, the hardest thing would be it's been done 1,000,000 times. You've seen every view there is. So how do you go and take a picture that you want to show at the club here? Because you're going to put it up, and you're going to say, everyone's going to say, oh, the Eiffel Tower. So to get that unusual view, especially in photojournalism, is sometimes the hardest thing. It's just one of the fires at the end. But here, someone walking in a foil costume, but getting the reflection of the sun as they go. It's just a very, very different picture that you and I might not think to get, and just captures it. Angles. Just a lot of the participants there. the way it's framed, again, you see here, the explosions going off in the background here, the sun setting, the low light, just a few people here. Whereas we might be trying to frame up these people like in a little square here against that. It's just a different way of looking at it, and I think she's really captured these well. Here is another one. Again, rather than the tight-in shot of the person all dressed in silver there, I think one of the people involved with the fire, up close, just bringing so much of the fire in. And I think there are a few, most people stay away from Burning Man, and she's lost several cameras when the sandstorm comes up, which apparently is frequent there. But some of the best pictures to be had, and she's wrapped her camera in plastic and whatnot, and talks about how you give up really being able to see a lot through, but at least you protect some of your gear sometime. But the pictures you get, and here's just another one not involved with the sandstorm, but again, photojournalistically, just whereas I might have gone up closer and trying to get these people as well, just framing them with these structures in the back. Here again, the people with the, I would have taken a picture of that through the sand, that the structure, or the people or whatnot, but the juxtaposition here is just, you look at these and you say, hey, these are some during the sandstorm. So I wanted to just show some of these. Windsurfing during the sandstorm. But again, as she pointed out here, these juxtapositions with the sandstorm as well, where she noted most people had put their cameras away. And yes, she had damage, but again, it's sometimes in these kind of conditions you get the really unusual pictures. So after seeing tens of thousands of pictures of Burning Man, and these just came out the other week, she has a newsletter, looking at her pictures of Burning Man, that I wanted to, at least on the Photojournalism Night, bring that back up, bring that up, because I think that it's just another example of you could be right in front, but how do you just have to have that eye in order to see things. So I just wanted to present that. So at this point then, let me give you Bill Keaton, who'll start off our Photojournalism Night. Say a few words.
Yes. Welcome all to the second Photojournalism Night. I don't think Mariah's here tonight. I saw she put some photos in. So I will just give you a little brief introduction. Mariah, I hope I do you justice. Photojournalism, in that the picture you capture with your camera is the picture you have to present, with the exception of maybe some minor dodging and burning and color balancing to make the image appear as it was in life. You don't change photojournalism images. So there's no cloning things out. You capture it and present it as you see it and try to tell a story that way. So with that, we'll start with mine. I just found out or figured out for the first time that BI is alphabetically the first one. So we'll present my images and I will read everybody else's. If there's somebody else here that has presented, I'll ask. But otherwise, if they're not here, I will read about their images for them. So first up, I call this Lindsay of Fleetwood Gold. This musician is Chris Shutters. He plays the part of Lindsay of Fleetwood Mac. And this was taken during a performance by Fleetwood Gold, a cover band performing at Lorraine's Rockin' on the River. They have concerts there during the summer that draw several thousand on Friday nights. And in this one, the crowd of several thousand happens to be reflected in his glasses. Shutter, on his own, has released 4 albums. And I call this Stevie of Fleetwood Gold. I was trying to get a little bit different shot. This is Erica Prim, and she plays the part of Stevie Nicks of Fleetwood Mac. Again, during performance of Fleetwood Gold. I think this was shot in early June. I think Rockin' on the River actually wraps up tonight. It's a summer concert series on the banks of the Black River in Lorraine, and Prim has a bachelor's degree in vocal performance and has also released some albums on her own, I believe. This is titled There's Always a Little Guy, and the little guy on the ground happens to be my grandson. And from the National Football League all the way down to the Amherst Flag Football League, there always seems to be some imbalances of size and matchups. And Caleb was the smaller of the two in this one, and the facial expression, I thought, just made this photo.
Bill, on this first one, I actually, when I saw this, I thought he had scuba gear. I didn't know what that, the guy on top there, I didn't know what that was in his mouth.
Yeah, they're all wearing, they're supposed to be having mouth guards in, but when you get hard, the mouth guard tends to go flying out. And I think that's what happened here. This is titled Pee Wee Running Back. Running back makes his way, this is again during the same game, to the outside looking for space in the Amherst Flag Football League. These players were in the first and second grade division. And again, of course, if I'm taking pictures, it has to be of my grandson. And this is a battle on the line. Opposing players battle on the line in the first, second grade division of the Amherst Flag Football League. Even at this level, there are traveling teams that compete in neighboring cities. And I don't see Bob tonight, so Bob's first photograph is titled Brent Sass. The start of the 50th running of the Iditarod featuring Brent Sass and the most photogenic sledding team of all. Brent and his team went on to win the Iditarod, overcoming some of the toughest conditions seen in the past 5 years. This is a United States Marine on duty. That's the title. I don't know if that doesn't seem to go with this photo. Is it? Ah, there, okay. Well, there he is. A United States Marine at attention during the national anthem at the ceremonial start of the 50th Iditarod. The signage above the Marine is so incredible, note the one-way sign. In the United States Marine Corps, you quickly learn that only one way is the correct way, and that is the Marine Corps way. Also, the okay to walk sign is what every Marine does at double time. I don't see Bonnie Lusko. And her first is titled Horse Hairbrush. I thought it was interesting to see the horse tail or horse hair in this brush, just as we have our own hair in our own brushes. This is titled Horseshoes of Different Sizes. Horses have different sized hooves just as people have different sized shoes. That is something I had never thought of before seeing these horseshoes. This is titled Shower Time. The horses are given a shower after resting from their competition. This horse seems to enjoy being sprayed with a hose. This is Horsey Helpers. There are many different ointments and salves to help a horse stay healthy. And last, Owner's Thank You. I was impressed with the thoughtfulness of the owner as she anticipated the return of her horse to the barn. Cheryl, the owner, saw me taking pictures inside the barn and asked if I would send her some pictures of her backpack. I sent her about 6 prints. And these are by Eric Wethington. The first is titled Groom Prepping Vows. The groom for a wedding was getting ready and rehearsing his vows. This is titled Getting His First Autograph. Josh's first Akron Rubber Ducks baseball game. This was one of the first of 4 autographs he got. J. Joseph. He presented one image titled Concept to Concrete. This is an artist at the Cleveland Museum of Art Chalk Festival. Her drawing is being reproduced from her original sketch to the sidewalk. Kim Vashaleski. This submitted one image called Register. Attending the naturalization ceremony at One World Day was an honor. As soon as the new citizens stepped off the stage, they were handed a clipboard with a registration form to vote. This moment caught my eye with our new citizen and her husband leaning over. Leslie Nutt. Her first image is titled Perfect Blues. And this was the Cleveland Air Show Labor Day weekend just recently. This is titled Porch Rocker Festival, Akron, Ohio. And it features people, and during the performances there were live bands from all over Akron. This is Getting Ready to Face a New Day. I was in Vegas last year and got up early to wander around. When I saw the light hit this homeless woman, I thought it was so beautiful and yet also so heartbreaking. This is titled Another Woman Starting Her Day. This is from the same trip to Vegas. It is the flip side of the homeless woman's start to the day. And Leslie's last image is What the Future Holds. I saw this in the Walmart parking lot and made me think of all the problems that may come along with EVs. These are from Marge Brady. Her first image is titled Airless Silks. The Cincinnati Circus is an organization that performs stunt, comedy, and aerial shows. Their performance at the Lorain County Fair was mesmerizing. This is Handless Split. This is one of the most difficult poses for a silks aerialist. A handless split with only the silks around the legs supporting the performer and perfect balance to maintain the position. This is called Playing with Fire. The circus does many stunts which involves flames. This is called The Wheel of Death. Two performers are at either end of this rotating wheel. The man is relying only on balance with no safety devices. And finally, Perfect Balance, and she says the title speaks for itself. And from our photojournalism chair, Mariah Kaiser, we have first, Afternoon Babysitter. Driving along the lake, I visited one of the parks and saw this little girl playing happily by herself. She is at one point joined by a child from another group. Not in the 20 minutes I was there did the lump to the right of her even stir. This is called Nina and Rainbow. Vacationing on a lake this summer, our boat escaped a fast-moving storm by pulling into a boathouse. The winds blew, it poured, and then we saw this. This is titled Hay Rounds Harvested. The light was incredible. The field was full of days' work in the hay fields. I could see it from the road, so I pulled into the small road to take these pictures, or take this picture. This is titled Laundry Drying. Beautiful day at the cottage. Use the clotheslines to dry the sheets, and it's environmentally sane as well. And Mariah's last image is People at Sunset. A beautiful day in late summer. People head to our Lake Erie just to be near water and to be bathed in the setting sun. So it was for this shot. And with that, I'll turn the mic over to our president, who will present the last images for the evening.
Oh, next to last.
Next to last.
Next to
I'm sorry,
last,
there are
yes.
more. Next to last.
What I wanted to do in these set of images is to capture the essence of the excitement at the air show. So most people take pictures of the planes and whatnot too, but the audience is just just wrapped with attention at these air shows too. So I wanted to capture some of that as well. Unfortunately, we were there Sunday. Now you'll see warnings on plastic bags all the time. Don't do this. Don't put it over your head. But desperate times call for desperate measures. And there were people all over, wrapped in plastic. Again, I stayed with this picture until I saw a movement, though. She was moving. But these people were really into this. This man, this is not sensor dust, that's rain. All throughout the thing, too. The planes are off the top of this thing, too. This man wasn't, he had it with the rain, and as the aerial things went on overhead with some of the biplanes and whatnot, he just stared straight ahead, I think wanting to be somewhere else at this time. But things got more interesting. This man, fellow, this was one of the jumpers were coming out of the air. He was asleep. He's totally out like a light there as well. The day we were there, it rained for most of this. In fact, when the jump team was supposed to come out of the planes, they threw out those little ribbons or something to judge the air. Things came over again. They made several passes. The announcer did all his lead up to, and one guy jumped. The rest stayed in the plane as well, and that was it too. So people were getting very kind of worked up with this as well. This one was, again, this is one of the jets was flying over. By that time, towards the end, and the rain was started just after this, most of the people around were asleep. And I've never seen anything like that. They were. And this was around 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, the Blue Angels were starting to come up. The announcer was working up the crowd that, yes, the Blue Angels, they should be up, you know. The rain is coming. We looked at the radar, and they think they'll still be able to do this, no problem. And then it started to drizzle a little more. And he came back on and said, folks, for your safety, the Blue Angels are not going to perform today. My safety. Now, I'm wondering now this isn't even a Cleveland rain yet. This was just a little rain, too. And I'm thinking, what do they do during a war? I mean, basically, there's a battle going on, but it's drizzling. I'm not going up there. But basically, there was no flying of that. And even it came to the point where the officials at the show, the air show too, they just put a washcloth over their head. This one was supposed to be checking tickets into one of the box office things too. And that's why we got such good seats. I mean, she was just totally asleep. And again, that's not censor dust. After these pictures, the clouds, we had 2 members lost cameras that day. The clouds just opened up monsoon-wise, everything else too. But it was an experience, but I wanted to capture that excitement there. So those are my shots there. So at this point, we'll bring the mic up and let me, Mick?
It's okay. I went to a fundraising event and decided to take some pictures, thought they'd be interesting. I'm going to show the first slide.
Is the mic on there?
It is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, just for the people at home.
Okay, on September 2nd, more than 24 volunteers rappelled down the side of a 23-story Oswald building in downtown Cleveland, and they raised more than $88,000 for Life Bank, which is Northeastern Ohio's only nonprofit organ and tissue recovery organization. Next slide. The family and friends were able to watch on a video monitor as their loved ones prepared to go over the edge for a 282-foot descent. Do the next one. Many of the rappellers were donors and or recipients. And I thought it was touching. Some of the organ recipients explained that they participated in this to honor the gift of life they received. They vowed that that gift wouldn't be in vain. It wouldn't be wasted. Next. This is my cousin's crazy son-in-law, Matt, who actually raised more than $10,000. He was the highest individual fundraiser and also had the most donors. So he was able to tap on the shoulder of every friend and family member he knew. And then the last one, the organizers were really touched. It was very emotional. So they showed their appreciation for the efforts of the volunteers. There were a lot of smiles and actually a lot of tears. So I felt kind of honored to be able to shoot this, and found it to be pretty crazy.
Okay, great, thanks, Mick. We have one more here. Let me just.
Okay, Sandy, is not here. All right. These images are, the first one is titled Wade Oval Wednesday Group Dance. And she says, I live in University Circle and attended Wade Oval Wednesday on August 10th. There was music and everyone was dancing. It was so amazing to see so many people dancing from all walks of life. It was such a wonderful multicultural event. This first image is a group dance which shows many different kinds of people dancing. The next image is titled Wade Oval Wednesday Cowboy and Friend Dance. At Wade Oval Wednesday, August 10th, I saw these two dancing, a cowboy and a man of what appears to be Asian descent. There were several African American people in the background. It was just such a lovely picture of diversity, and it really made me smile. This is titled Wade Oval Wednesday Hula Hoop Dance. At Wade Oval Wednesday, August 10th, I spotted this woman doing some amazing dance moves with her hula hoop. She was so colorful and really fun to watch. And this is the Wade Oval Happy Dance. I spotted this many dancing. Let me start over. I spotted this many dancing with a huge smile on his face for over 10 minutes. The woman he was dancing next to also had huge smiles. Everyone was having so much fun. It made me smile watching them and taking their photos. And the last image is titled Wade Oval Wednesday Dad and Baby Dance. At Wade Oval, I spotted this dad dancing in an open patch of grass with his very tiny baby and giving the baby a kiss. It was so precious and beautiful. I was so happy to have captured this image. And with that, I think that concludes our Photojournalism Night. Thanks to all that are viewing, and to those that attended, safe travels.
Yes, thank you all very much for coming out tonight. Like I said, we've got popcorn, it's fun to be here, so we appreciate it, and that ends our evening. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you for your help. Thank you.
Sure.
Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, that's a pause. Got it.
Well, there's a big crowd for the theater next door, so hopefully they won't let out at the same time.
No, I would imagine there's no.
Bye.